guys, welcome back to Hope is Alive channel, and you'll see behind me that it's nice and sunny. The rain has stopped. We're right in the middle of winter here, the shortest day of the year and the end of June, and now we're looking forward to spring and summer. Anyway, I want to talk today about typology, or as it's correctly called, typological symbolism, and that's a form of biblical interpretation that proceeds on the assumption that God placed anticipations of Christ in the Old Testament, in the laws, in the people, and in the events. But I want to look at one today from Hebrews chapter 11, verses 17 to 19, and it says this. It says, "By faith Abraham, when God tested him, offered Isaac as a sacrifice. He who had embraced the promise was about to sacrifice his one and only son, even though God had said to him, 'It is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned.' Abraham reasoned that God could even raise the dead, and so in a manner of speaking, he did receive Isaac back from death." It's interesting because Abraham prepared to sacrifice Isaac, his only son. And it says in Hebrews that he expected God to resurrect him. If you read Genesis 22 verse 5, when they went to the mountain, God said, just you and your son are to come up the mountain. And Abraham had two servants with him, and he said to them, "You guys stay here at the bottom of the mountain. The boy and I will go, and we will come back." So we'll go, we're going to worship God, and we will come back. So Abraham was actually speaking in faith before he even went up up Calvary with Isaac, Mount Moriah with Isaac, that he knew that Isaac would come back down with him, which I think is tremendous. So Genesis 22 verses 1 to 14, it prefigures Calvary. Abraham is a type of God the Father. Isaac is a type of Jesus the Son. And if you think, well, God the Father's there and Jesus is there, so where's the Holy Spirit? Well, you may never have seen this before, but in Hebrews 9:15, it talks about the fire, it talks about the eternal Spirit. And when they went up the mountain, Abraham went, Isaac carried the wood, which is a picture of Jesus carrying his cross, but Abraham also took with him a pot of fire. So they were going to light a fire on the mountain. So they used to carry the fire in a pot. And so the fire is a picture of the Holy Spirit. And as I said, the wood typifies the cross. Now the young men left behind, the two servants left behind at the bottom, I think that talks about our fleshly or our carnal strength and understanding. You see, they could have gone up, but they didn't. 1 Corinthians 1:25 says, "For the foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom, and the weakness of God is stronger than human strength." If they'd gone up the mountain with Abraham, they would have reasoned with him and tried to say, "You can't do this." But he went up. It says that they put the wood on the altar, and they built an altar. They put the wood on the altar, and he tied his son to the altar. One more typology in there is the ram was sacrificed for Isaac, in the same way that Jesus was sacrificed for us. And Jesus was actually also sacrificed for all those in the Old Testament that had sinned. So the result of that is this: the blessing on Abraham is limitless. Multiplication and blessings of the son that he offered. Interesting. If you compare Genesis 22:16 and Galatians 3:16 with John 12, the picture is that what you keep you lose, but what you give up will come back and multiply. So Abraham was prepared to sacrifice his one and only son, and it came back and it multiplied. And we are here today. We get to enjoy the fruits of his faith. Hope this helps you heaps today. Bless. Hey, Thanks very much for watching Hope is Alive channel. To enjoy more videos, click here or over here or behind me, just over here. Click anywhere and enjoy.